All right, your boy, the man, NJ to the city with the number 2. Let's go into this show. So my website, NJ to the City News, kind of is a little bit defunct right now. I mean, you can't really look it up at all, honestly. Haven't been doing any work on that, but I'm gonna get that back eventually. But I'm gonna retitle it from NJ to the City News to exactly what this YouTube channel is, which is the Jax Breeze. But actually, I'm gonna put it out in its full name as a website, the Jacksonville Breeze, and so on. So that's what I'm gonna eventually do with the pretty much rebrand of NJ to the City News. The only reason why it's a rebrand is kind of because I don't really want to name everything I do after myself, and so on. And that's something I want people to really understand about me and my overall branding over the last 5 or so years. It's like I can and I have been naming majority of all my operations after myself. NJ to the city this, NJ to the city that. But I want people to understand, at least going forward, it's not even fully a marketing tactic of oh, let's name this the JacksonvilleBreeze.com for marketing purposes. Now, I just feel like let me branch out with just a different name that doesn't have to do with my name, but it's still owned by me, and so on. So eventually I'm going to get it back online with the JacksonvilleBreeze.com, and the way I'm going to do the merchandise is going to be something where it's everyone's been asking. I've been teasing it for years, honestly, and so on. The way I'm going to do the merchandise is probably through this, where whether I do it through Shopify or I do it through the Jacksonville Breeze, I'm going to do it where I go ahead and, eventually post my first, if not first 2 products, 1 or 2 products on there, limit them to, 5 capacity, 5 in stock, so I can actually keep up with the orders and so on. And we're just going to sell them like that, and so on, because the thing with the fundraiser stuff that I've been doing is that it takes time to build a fundraiser versus through versus through the website, or through through the personal website, or through Shopify. If you do it through one of those 2 vices, you get the money immediately after people buy it, versus it just stacking up through a fundraiser, and so on. So that's pretty much how I'm going to layer it out as time goes on. This new school year, we have a lot of things that I can assure you that there's a lot of things I wanted to do last school year that I did not get a chance to do. This year, if I can own that craft, we're going to do so much for Nice, for Tucoy, for Beachside. You name the school, you name the county, we're going places. We're totally going to be living up to the fruits, to the actions, to the spirit, and we're really going to, take as much as what we can and just shove it everywhere we possibly can. This is definitely going to be the operation that over the last 5 years it could have been if I had just put more elbow grease, and muscle into it. The music has its own place within things. I'll get into that in another topic. But actually, this kind of goes into the topic, actually, but not the exact same way. So I'm watching this video on YouTube currently, because I'm filming this video on my phone. Watching this video on YouTube currently, and it's funny how what the guy is saying about Amazon with its Prime Video and so on. He's doing an analysis of one of the reports, and one of the directors or creators of the some of the latest shows were pretty much saying, "Oh, it's so crushing looking at the data of of your stuff that you're producing." Here's the thing: it's only so crushing if it means you can't handle grassroots reality to the fact that people are not consuming your content. God might judge when there's all the other ways I can phrase that, but the soul crushing part is definitely a breath of fresh air a little bit, because I don't know if anybody remembers this, because it was months and months ago of what I did on my SoundCloud. I posted some of my numbers from my SoundCloud to my Snapchat. So I did this to somewhat expose myself a little bit. And what I mean by expose myself, I'm a bigger celebrity in the community than what I'm an artist. And that's just literally how you cut and dry it every single day. And I decided to somewhat expose myself by letting people know, if you check on my SoundCloud, these are the numbers you're going to find. Because at least back when I posted this, I pretty much study my numbers or studied my numbers every day, pretty much, if not every week. I don't even study them every week anymore, honestly, because I just got other things, going on and so on that I do with my time and so on. So I was, that's what I was doing. I was pretty much studying them every single day. And when I tell you, especially to all young musicians out there, all young artists, one of the biggest things I can tell you is I don't care what label you're signed to, you need marketing. Marketing is the number one thing that's going to drive your numbers, drive your revenue, drive whatever you need, and so on. You need some type of marketing. I study Spotify numbers like a religion, honestly. And I'm telling you, platforms like Spotify and SoundCloud are broken up by the numbers. So you cannot lie to yourself, lie to your audience, lie to whoever about how big you are. You can't. I've tried to give so many artists that I listen to the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, they're maybe just bigger on different platforms. Actually, that's a lie, because what your Spotify numbers pretty much, what your Spotify numbers say pretty much predicts what your YouTube numbers, because that's pretty much the two platforms that I compared them to, and so on. Whatever your Spotify numbers are, pretty much prove what your YouTube numbers are going to be, and so on. If you're stuck at 1-2 million monthly and even if you got a few more million monthly on your Spotify, it's still going to show on your YouTube. When you just dropped the video, I'm gonna say 5 months ago versus it's been out for 5 years. It's gonna show a difference. And pretty much what it means is more people catch on to your stuff after the fact you've already dropped it years out than they do when you first drop it. And that's what's separating so many artists from their monthly streams to their regular song streams. A lot of artists, they're killing it with their song streams. But that's the thing. That's just one single song. So that pretty much says these are the people who listen to one single song by you versus people who listen to you consistently. When you look at those numbers, compare them, Spotify, YouTube, the math literally adds up. So many artists are at 1 million, 2, 3 million monthly, and you think, at least I know I did, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, oh, they're just bigger on different platforms. Look on YouTube, they're not bigger. Whatever their numbers are on Spotify add up to what their numbers are on YouTube. You have artists out there who still are at around that 1 to 3 million monthly on Spotify who still got videos that ain't reached nowhere close to 1 million or 5 million or whatever you want to call it views on YouTube. Your marketing, part of my point there is your marketing matters, and part of my point with this video I'm watching that I'm gonna make a second, part 2 to, you cannot lie about the data says you can't lie about your success and so on. You can't lie about it. And so to say it's soul crushing, that means you don't want to on up to the inevitable fact that maybe people are not liking your stuff in droves the way you want them to, or they're not watching it in droves the way you want them to, and you're not making all the money you say you're making, etc. That's what it does. It just hits your hope / perception at times. It hits that with grassroots reality of where you are in the moment, let alone where you are second by second in real time, and so on. But I really want all artists to understand who might watch this video. You better invest your butt in some marketing. I'm telling you, if you don't invest in marketing, you're never going to hit those peaks. In this sense, I would say mainstream peaks. You're never going to hit them the way you think and the way you want them to. Now, I'm not going to say whatever marketing you get is going to get you consistently on a world stage just like that overnight or even just like that in a year. But invest in some type of marketing where you're not stuck at 1 to 2 million monthly every time I look at your page. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, this artist I know is a more household name than this, but why do their music numbers not reflect that whatsoever? And that's why. And I mean, I can go on and on and on about this. Literally on and on and on about this. But with that being said, because I will go on in the second video, I love y'all. Thank you for watching at the Jax Breeze on YouTube. Your boy, the man, NJ to the city. I got much more coming soon. As always, peace.